Hello again, everyone. Witch Doctor here, looking at the markets, and I'm looking at the intraday activity of the major currencies that we take a look at. As you know, dollar index on the left, followed by the currency pairs that are positively correlated. So you get the dollar up on the far left here, positive correlation currencies, typical positive correlation, and then on the across the bottom you have the negative correlation. Of course, when the dollar goes up, the ones across the top typically go up. And if the dollar goes up, the ones across the bottom typically go down. What you're looking at here are hourly charts. So we got 2 days worth of price action. What I do is separate the sessions, and then I also identify the previous session high. You can see here in the dollar, first thing that I do is take a look at the dollar index and identify yesterday's high. What's interesting about today is that we had basically an outside day, and that really is when the market trades outside of the previous session and it takes out both the high and the low. So you can see here yesterday's closing price off of the closing, we went down and took out yesterday's low. You got this higher low here, which basically told everybody that there was no selling, but after that you can see that we rallied pretty aggressively and took out yesterday's high here, and then ultimately took it out convincingly, pushing as high as 83.05, but really came back towards the end of the day, the last couple of hours, closing right around 82.80. Now because of that, you can see again we took out yesterday's low and we took out yesterday's high. And the range of today's daily bar is going to be a lot bigger than what we had from yesterday. And so I'm going to be paying attention here to see if we do continue to push higher. Ultimately, the downward force in the market has kind of stopped. You know, we can't push below 82. So be on alert here to see if this market continues to push. We've been, we did take out some key levels that I've been looking at in the members video, and with that in mind, you can see here the Japanese yen tried to take out yesterday's low, didn't close below yesterday's low, but you can see here that we actually did try to take it out. Another question is whether or not we're going to be able to continue to push lower here. Swiss franc here, same thing as the dollar index, mimicking here, tried to push down below yesterday's low, tried to push down below above yesterday's high, and was able to settle right around yesterday's high. You can see the flag that's developing right here, and you got consolidation right above yesterday's high, so it's setting up. It looks like we're going to try to push up above 96.80 in the Swiss franc. You got the Canadian here, tried to push down, just establishing support at yesterday's low, and then when it got to yesterday's high, just stabilized there for a minute before off to the races. So up through 103 with the Canadian. Looks like this thing is trying to push up to 105. You got the euro here, can't stay above 125.08 last night around the Asian session. You can see here that it tried to break above yesterday's high and failed, and then ultimately pushed down below yesterday's low. Right now creating a bearish flagging type formation, a little bit of consolidation. With that in mind, it looks like we're going to push down below 124.20. You got the the pound here. Today's high not even able to come anywhere near yesterday's high. You can see a lower high here. You got a high and then a lower high, and in fact we're breaking below yesterday's low, and we closed below yesterday's low. So again, trying to get down below that key psychological level at 155 in the pound. Looks like this is going to try to go back and test the 152s, and we'll see how that develops. The Australian dollar, of course, same thing as the pretty much the opposite of the of the dollar index. You can see that we tried to push up above yesterday's high last night, which was kind of interesting. Thought that we'd actually be able to stabilize here and then push higher. We had a big failure and drove through yesterday's range here, just complete selling for the rest of the day, and then came right down to the big figure here and used it as support. Nice bounce here off of that level. So now the question is whether or not we're going to be able to stay above this level, coming all the way and closing at yesterday's low. But nice push off of the big parity level there in the Australian dollar. Now it's a matter of the dollar index proving to us that it wants to stay higher. So that's all I got for this market wrap, folks. This is your Wish Doctor signing off. Good luck. We'll see you at the next market wrap.